It's the tallest sound, the damn smallest crowd. Make their hearts beat loud. Far from ever feeling lost with me, I'll push you back towards the land and sea. They're going down for love, and love is free. Stick with me and I will guarantee.
So what do you do when you're out and about and you want to make espresso? Well, there are a lot of different little espresso makers that you can buy that can go with you, and this is one of them right here. This is the Flair Go. So what we're gonna do in today's video is just talk about a little bit, test it out, see how it works, what it comes with, and just get a general kind of feel for it. Now, as you see, it's very simple to unfold like that. That's very easy. I do find that it's a little bit unstable, you know, left to right a bit. The good thing is at least you're just applying downward pressure like this vertically. So once you're applying pressure, then it does become actually pretty stable. But in the meantime, it is a little floppy. So keep that in mind. So what this comes with, you know, centerpiece besides the frame here is this chamber, and the chamber is actually very light. In fact, they say that you don't even have to preheat the chamber. The chamber is only 145 grams, so very light. Also comes with the basket, as you see here. And the basket looks to be just about 40 millimeters. And it comes with a little tamper as well. Now the tamper, what annoys me a little bit is it's about 1 millimeter shorter in diameter. So there is a good amount of play there. We're gonna see that later, what difference that makes. This is a little baby tamper, and if I had a second one, it would be like little symbols. It's kind of funny. So you get that. You get, which is quite important, a funnel so that you can go ahead and just put your grounds in there. And you get what I think is very interesting, this pressure gauge. So this is both the piston that goes down inside as well as the pressure gauge. So that is nice. You get a shower screen, which you put on top after you're finished. And then you also get this little guy you can put on the bottom if you want, so that you don't get any mess with any spurts. So that's what it all comes with. It all fits in this case here, so that's nice. And you can just zip this up and toss it in your luggage. So pretty convenient that way. Now let's just see how it works and how the espresso tastes that it makes. What I'm gonna use today is just this little baby here. You know, when you're out and about at a hotel or whatever, you might bring a little water heater like this guy with you, or they may provide something like that at the hotel. So I'm not going to use a fancy one. I'm just going to let it go to boil. And in the meantime, we're going to prepare our puck. I'm just going to put the funnel on there like that. I've got some coffee I just ground like a couple minutes ago before the video. I'm going to put that in there. What I've been able to fit in there is about 13 grams or so, 12 to 13 grams. And this is a coffee that's got a fair amount of Robusta in it. I do expect to get some crema for that reason. Now this is kind of the issue that I have. When I press down, there's actually quite a bit of espresso there on the side rim, which is that's quite annoying. So I do wish that fit better, but what are you gonna do? Just gonna kind of try to get that off. Clean it off a little bit, put the shower screen on top, and I toss that guy in there. I'm gonna put the chamber on, then get my coffee cup set up here. What I find a little unfortunate is it's really hard to see up underneath there. I'm gonna see if I can get any kind of visual here, but it's not easy to see. Okay, so now we're at boil. So I'm gonna put the water in. We're gonna go ahead and put the piston in. So hopefully you can see. So I'm going to pre-infuse right around 1 bar for a bit. And then I'm going to go to town and try to bring it up to pressure. So upon editing, I saw that this was spraying quite a bit on the first shot. I didn't do any WDT because I thought, well, it's such a thick puck. Maybe I don't even need it. But since it's spraying so much, I did a second one off camera with WDT on the right. And you can see that one actually looks a fair amount better. It sprays a little bit, but not nearly as bad as on the left. 27 out there. This guy off to the side. So we got 27 out. And you do see it's able to create some crema, so that's good. Let's check the temperature. Now keep in mind, this is just right off boil. That's actually pretty good. That's about the maximum that I've been able to get out of it, is about 60 degrees. It ranges a bit there, depending on the ambient temperature and how quick you are in pressing down and so on. So the espresso that I'm getting out of the Flair Go, and this is kind of similar for other lever machines that are not preheated. I mean, I do find that lever machines in general, through that profiling and through the fact that you're just pushing a whole water chamber down on top of the puck, I feel like the flavors are more nuanced, more developed somehow. But at the same time, for me, it's a bit lacking in temperature. So this one got up close to 60 degrees, but often I've only gotten up to 55 degrees or so with this guy Celsius. And just for reference, with normal espresso machines that have heaters inside, you generally end up with 65 degrees in the cup. And I do prefer my shots to be hotter. But with all that being said, it is a pretty cool little machine to be able to bring with you. And besides heating up the water, what's nice too is it's silent. So if you are traveling with somebody and they're still sleeping, you know, you don't have a vibratory pump to wake anybody up. So that's kind of nice. What I do find a little annoying is cleanup. So let's try to just push the rest out here and then clean it up. And another thing to mention is you gotta keep making sure that this chamber is straight on there. Sometimes it gets a little cockeyed and you gotta straighten it out. Then we're going to remove the chamber like this. It still drips a little bit. And I'm gonna take it upstairs and clean it out. All right, so as you can see, it's actually a little sloppy to clean up. And you do need running water for that. So trying to clean it out, like in the woods when you're camping or something like that, is not that easy. Just make sure you got some running water to be able to do that. What I do appreciate though is it's pretty easy to get the parts nice and dried up for when you want to put them away. So talking about putting it away, let's just go ahead and see how quickly we can fold it up. Just like that, and put it away. Can I figure this out? Oh yeah, that must go just like that. Where does the chamber go? I think there. There we go. Somewhat intuitive. Slip that guy down in there. The tamper. Oh shoot, I don't know where this goes. Just put it on top like that. All right, so relatively easy to get back in the box. And that's that. That is the Flair Go. All right, guys, I nearly forgot to mention that Flair sent me this Flair Go for free for the sake of this review video. And I said, sure, please send me one. I was curious enough to want to test it. Although I will also say that I generally prefer like portafilter machines that you can just dump out the puck quickly and don't require that much cleaning. And therefore, this is more of just kind of like an initial test video so you guys get maybe a better feeling on how this machine works. And now it's time for you guys. Let me know, what do you think about the Flair Go? Is it interesting for you? as a travel option for espresso. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Until next time, I say happy coffee drinking and happy espresso drinking. Bye now.
It's the coldest hand that run down this land.